Religion of the good and beautiful work, of the middle way, of moderation, Islam is the religion of science and the knowledge of God through His creation. One of the elements, and not the least, that distinguishes the Qur'an from earlier revelations is its insistence on the notions of science and knowledge. By the way, the first word of the revelation to Muhammad was Iqra, read. See verses 1 to 5 of chapter 96. Read, in the name of your Lord who created man from a clinging substance. Read, and your Lord is the most generous. He who taught by the pen, taught man that which he knew not. And precisely as to the first man designated as human, it is Adam. And the first time he is mentioned in the Qur'an, it is said about him in verse 31 of chapter 2. And he taught Adam the names, all of them. It is therefore clear that in the Qur'an, the very beginnings of human being are linked to knowledge. So, the first thing that Adam, the first human, received from God is the knowledge of all the names. And the first order from God to Muhammad, seal of prophets, sealing the religion was, read, Iqra, God's message, order to man, from the very beginning to Muhammad and beyond to the end of times, is read, learn, understand the creation of God in order to know God and act accordingly. That is to say, act correctly and with kindness, for you will be judged without a doubt. And the day of the resurrection we read in verse 27 of chapter 16. Those who have been given knowledge will say, disgrace this day, and evil are upon the disbelievers. And in verse 56 of chapter 30 it says, but those who were given knowledge and faith will say, you remained the extent of God's decree until the day of resurrection, and this is the day of resurrection, but you did not know. This shows us to what extent knowledge constitutes God's first commandment in the Qur'an and thus in Islam.